Hey everybody, my name is Edward Jones. I'm back with a new video. The topic for this video is "So Your Friends Don't Prep." As a prepper, I have encountered quite a bit of my friends who they look at what I do and they think it's a little paranoid or far-fetched, waste of time, waste of money, waste of energy, waste of space. They think that it's that you're feeding into your fear of what may happen, of what may or may not happen in the future. And to them, I'd say that's okay. It's my one thing. It's my money I'm spending. It's my time I'm spending. It's my energy I'm spending, and it's generally my space I'm spending on this on this type of lifestyle. And I don't wish them ill will as a result of the lack of prepping. I do hope that they turn around. But that's how it is. There are gonna be people who who know you, who may have known you for years, and if they know that, and if it's found out that you're doing this kind of stuff, it seems alien to them. Now, for those of you who have friends who do feel that way, and you are preppers like myself, so the first thing you can do is, just be forthright with them. Just tell them, yes, I am a prepper, or I am a survivalist, and give them the reasons why. If they're your friend, they'll be understanding of the reason that you give. They'll consider the points that you introduce. Any questions that you may have for them as to why they don't prep, they'll think about it. First thing you're gonna do is be honest. Don't resort to lying. Don't resort to, I guess I don't use the term very often, but fear mongering. Don't feed into any negativity that they may not even have exhibited towards you. You may just want to be honest with them. Tell them that you're talking to them about this because you care about them, you care about their well-being, and go from there. If they any questions about particular things, like why are you buying all this ammo, or why are you buying all this food, why are you acquiring, why are you learning all these new skills, why are you participating in this and that, why are you studying these type of people or these points in history. Just explain to them that you just have a concern about how things are going to go in the future, and you like to prepare for them. One tip I like to use is you compare it to insurance. You take out insurance on a car or on a house, or you take out health insurance because you may get sick one day, or you may get in an accident one day. Your house may get flooded or burned or damaged in some sort of way, and you want to make sure that you're financially protected against many of the things that may come after those kind of disasters. And and hopefully they'll see it that way. They'll consider those points. Now, even though there are times when you may give truth after truth after truth as to why you prep, and it's sometimes it doesn't. Now, if it doesn't get through to them because they don't understand, then that's fine. Just take your time. If they don't understand but they're still willing to listen, have at it. See it as an opportunity to win someone over to within the prepper community. Someone who can, they may have some resources or some talents that they may not have tapped into, but because you're persistent, because you're honest, because you're forthright, you're true to what you're explaining to them, you may actually wind up having a friend, a closer ally within that community, or a new member within that community. Now, let's say that they don't go along with what you're saying. They still think you're a kook, or they think you're paranoid, or you feel filled with fear. You're just afraid of things. Um, I just sort of, and I've always remembered this. I remembered this passage for quite a while. I just went, and before I make this video, I wanted to make sure that I get it, right. That I, make sure I know what I'm saying. Because I do not want to get this wrong. But in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 14, Christ speaks to his disciples before he sends them out, and he talks about what happens if someone doesn't receive you, someone doesn't welcome you, they don't receive the message, or they don't receive the truth that you're telling them. He says to simply, and I am paraphrasing, he says to simply, walk away and shake the dust from beneath your feet. What that simply means is, leave them. Basically, if they don't want to hear what you have to say, if they think negative about what you're saying, even though you're telling them the truth, even though you're being honest, simply leave. Simply leave them alone. And shaking the dust from your feet. I believe it means to not anything you may have picked up, any negativity that you may have picked up from their points, from their behavior. Just leave it behind. Don't carry it with you as baggage. Sometimes some people may want to hold on to that kind of stuff, and they think that when something bad goes on, they can say, "Hi, I told you so." No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to You don't want to stoop down to that level. Just turn around, leave them be. Leave behind any negativity that you may have picked up, and continue on doing what you're doing. Now I understand the context that that Christ was saying that to his disciples, but it can also apply to this, because you are speaking the truth. You are warning someone about preparing for what may happen in the future. But if they refuse to listen, then you don't worry. Just don't waste your time. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't spend your time trying to convince someone who isn't going to want to listen, even if it's your friends. It's hard to say, but even if it's your family members, just keep doing what you're doing. Take care of yourself and your family. Now, some people say that's not the right way to do things. That's not the Christian way handling that kind of situation. Well, I tell you this: it's not the worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can do is to lie about what you're doing, and to force someone into a position where they have to prepare. Now, you don't want to lie, because lying is wrong. And you don't want to force anyone into that kind of position. Well, first off, forcing anyone to do something against their will is wrong. First of all, and second, you don't have to do anything to force them into getting prepared. Because you already see the writing on the wall. You already know to do what has to be done. Once they Lord, God forbid something happens, they're gonna see it for themselves. Hopefully if their mind or heart allows them to do so, they're gonna see for themselves what's going on, and they're gonna be scrambling to get things done. But if you're prepared, you've taken care of yourself, taken care of your family, you invested your time, your energy, your money, your space into getting things prepared for any disaster that may come your way. Now, I've had people that I've talked to about this, and they're the types who actually, they say, yeah, I'm going to do this, but you look at them over time, they haven't done much of anything. One friend of mine, I advised him, to start saying, because he says he wants to get into this, but he doesn't know where to start. And I always tell him, I said, well, first way to start is, first of all, have the right mindset. Understand, try to figure out what is it that you're preparing for. Me personally, I prep for, and then the borrow line from Miami Prepper. I prep for people. Because me personally, I fear. Not really other people, but I fear what I may become if I don't prep. I fear that I may be one of the people out there harming others, stealing, looting, maybe resorting to murder to get things I need. I don't want to be that kind of person, so I prep against that, and I prep against also other people that may want to try to do those things to towards me or towards anyone else around me. But, I told them so they had the right mindset. After that, I said, first thing you want to do is store water. Water is clean water is very important. Store water, find a way of cleaning your water, find a source of gathering water. Find somewhere at a lake or a small stream that you can maybe get some water from now and again, and and clean it and then store it, and then generally use it over time so that you can just replenish your stock. Well, suffice to say, I haven't seen much of anything, or I haven't heard much of anything from that person about what they're doing in concerns of storing water. So, like I said, I was honest with the person. And it's all I can't force them into do it. I can't force them into storing water. And I can't necessarily do it for them, because if I do it for them, then what do they learn? They haven't learned. They haven't learned the essence of self-reliance. They haven't learned self-sufficiency. They haven't learned to take care of themselves. So the best thing I can, and you fellow preppers out there can do, is just tell the truth. Be honest about what you're doing. Be honest about your methods, about your motives. Tell your friends or people who may question you, who may, whether it be strangers or people people at work. Why do you do the things you do? Just tell them why you're doing what you do. And if they're interested, got gnats in here. If they're interested, continue on with them, and it may actually hook them in and convince them that there's quite a bit of worthwhile in prepping and having concern about things that may come down the road. And if they don't, don't worry about it. They may have they pretty much made up their mind about how they see things to go down the road. And it's unfortunate that some people are like that, but that's the world we live in. There are always going to be people like that. You can shower them with information, shower them with the truth. You keep talking, but it doesn't. It amounts to nothing on their end. And the best thing you can do is leave them be. Leave behind any negative feelings or anything like that behind, and move on to someone else who may actually be interested and explain to them will be worth your time and energy. And now another part is, let's say these people that you warned. Let's say that you warned them, you did all you can, talk to them, you told them the truth, and they ignored you. And something happens, and then they're at your doorstep. Now for that one, it is tough, but for that I say, if they show up at your doorstep, let's say that let's say you turn them away. It would be a hard thing to do, to turn people away. But if you have your family to take care of, you have to take that into consideration as to why you do that. You understand you're turning them away for the right reason. Now if they have, I don't know, if you decide to take them in, now please bear with me. These are just my personal opinion. Thinking about all the different options out there. If I had to take anyone in, first of all, I consider the number of people. I can also consider the circumstances. But if I did take someone in, I'd explain to them that, all right, I'll take you in, but this is the thing. But you have to understand this. It's my way or the highway. You've done all you can to explain to them why something has to be done, before any mess happened, but they haven't done it. So if they're going to come to your doorstep, and I actually had friends say that, and I got this feeling that they weren't going to do anything with the information I was giving them. That was, if things go bad, I know where to go. I said, well, first, please. The first thing I said, tell them, don't come to my doorstep. If you can help it, please don't come to my doorstep. Because I don't want to be put in that situation where I have to choose. You know, I wouldn't want to be the person that says, you know, it's my way or the highway, and I wouldn't want to be the person, you know, that have to turn people away because they didn't want to take care of themselves. So, you know, that's what I say. So, no, don't come to my door, because your chances are you're gonna see a side of me that you wish you never saw. Um, Now, I'm not. I don't have any immediate family. I don't have any family living with me. I live with some friends of mine. Um, so I don't have any children that I'm responsible of. But I am responsible for myself, and I do have. I feel as though I have to respond with that. You know, please don't come to my doorstep if something bad happens. I'm giving you this information to keep me even having to resort to that. Uh, I guess I have to go from there. I would have to go with whatever decision I make. You know, because I wouldn't be able to help it that people come to me if something were to happen. Um, but I just hope that they'd be understanding about, what I said in the past, and what's been going on, and hope that they take that in consideration. And if they don't, then well, I mean, it's, tough shit. That's basically what I gotta say about that. Tough shit. I've been honest with you, and if you didn't want to take a hold of it, then I'm sorry. You know, I don't want to be in that position where I have to say, my way or the highway, or I have to turn anyone away. So I'd say the best thing you can do, talk to people, be honest. If they listen, go with it. If they don't want to listen, leave them be. And focus your attention on taking care of yourself, and coming forth towards other people about why you do the things you do, and why it's important. But those are my feelings on the matter. Please leave comments. Whether tell me if you agree with what I said. If there were certain points that I may have messed up on, or something that you may not have liked. If you want to call me a fuckhead, please tell me. I'm not going to erase the comments. I only ask if you do be civil. I do ask that. But yeah, that's the video. Friends who don't prep and how to handle it. I'm Edward Jones, and hope you have a nice day.